Ms. Hairsine, thanks again for your time. Tell me, how excited are you with 2 weeks to go to the Commonwealth Youth Games being hosted here in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, really exciting now, and as we've seen this week, the excitement is really building. We were in Tobago yesterday looking at the venues over there and meeting the wider team. So it really is a countdown now, and I think if we reflect that it's only 1 year, it's less than a year since we signed the contract with Trinidad and Tobago CGA, and to be in the position that we're in now with 2 weeks to go is incredibly exciting, and the team have worked so hard to get us to this point that I'm very excited now.
Is it a unique challenge having a games shared between two islands, even though it's one country?
Absolutely. I mean, this is going to be a first for the Commonwealth Youth Games in delivering it on the two islands. And with that brings its own complexities. As you'll be aware, we're using a number of hotels. We've got flights going between the two islands, and then a huge amount of transport taking our teams from the hotels to the competition venues. So it is a hugely complicated exercise, but again, really exciting to be working with the team here, and how we're addressing that across Trinidad and Tobago to be able to deliver this games in its sort of a first of a new model with two islands.
I know there are some venues that are on stream, there are some venues coming on stream. How happy are you with the pace and the progress of these venues?
Yeah, so again, we've visited all of the venues probably in the last 2 weeks. There's been a number of test events going on as well that you'll be aware of, certainly at Hairsine Crawford, at the National Aquatic Centre last weekend, and then we'll plan some testing through Tobago as well, as the newer venues come on stream there as well. So really exciting, and we're hoping that testing will be concluded by the 29th of July, and then the training starts for the teams from the 1st of August.
How important is the Commonwealth Youth Games to the Commonwealth Games Association, or as a federation? I keep always mixing it up. Federation, Commonwealth, how important is it?
It's incredibly important, and this is the 7th edition of the Youth Games. So we ideally would have held it every 4 years. With COVID, this Games has been somewhat delayed, so we had hoped that this would have been in 2021, but obviously now it's been postponed, so we're really excited to be delivering it in 2023. And then after this, we'll be looking for the next host, and looking at what the opportunities are around the Commonwealth to host the Youth Games again in 4 years' time.
I spoke to Ms. Henderson earlier on about the volunteer response. How excited are you by what you've seen from the response from your volunteers?
Absolutely incredible to see and to meet some of those volunteers. So we were over at the National Racquet Centre a few weeks ago, and got to meet some of them face to face, and you could just feel the excitement in the room. And then similarly, there was an engagement exercise in Tobago at Shaw Park. And again, it's great to see those numbers. Those numbers have risen to in excess of 1,800 volunteers that will be involved across all the venues, across all the sports. So really exciting to feel that excitement, and also to understand kind of the opportunity for those volunteers, some of whom never been involved in sport before. So this will be completely new to them, but also seeing the diversity of the volunteers and the age range, different people coming together, and the experience that they're about to have through the delivery of this Games will stay with them for a lifetime, I guarantee.
You mentioned the opportunities for the volunteers. What about the opportunities for the athletes that will be taking part in these games?
Yes.
How much opportunity do you see coming for them by participating in the Commonwealth Youth Games?
Yeah, so we've got 71 nations participating, obviously 70 different nations visiting Trinidad and Tobago. And I know and I feel the excitement from those teams. And remember, these athletes are between the ages of 14 and 18. So for some of them, this is the first time that they've been involved in an international sports competition. And it definitely will be the first time that they've been to a multi-sport games of this nature. So not only is it the sport that's exciting for them and competing at that level, but the travel. Some of them will spend a couple of days travelling to get here and really sort of seeing another part of the world and understanding life here in Trinidad and Tobago, in the Caribbean. And what we'll also do is we'll encourage them to kind of participate and to learn about the local culture, about the Commonwealth, but also about other aspects like anti-doping, safeguarding. So they'll go through a training programme as well, which will really kind of expand their experience, so that prepares them for future international sport.
With the news coming out of Australia, how important are these games?
Well, absolutely, and really disappointing to see that Victoria 2026 has now been cancelled. So really the focus is on the Youth Games in only 2 weeks' time. So we're really excited to sort of be in the limelight, and I think that creates a huge opportunity for Trinidad and Tobago. The real focus is here, and a huge opportunity to put Trinidad and Tobago on the map, to make that mark and really showcase the opportunities here, the facilities that we've got here, which are absolutely incredible. So I'm very excited about that for the nation.
And the facilities, what are your thoughts on them? What have you've seen? You've been here for a little while. What are your thoughts on what you've seen from the facilities themselves?
I am incredibly surprised, but amazed at those facilities. So again, we saw the aquatic centre in operation last week. I was at the test event with the age group championships a couple of weeks ago at Hairsine Crawford, and seeing those venues come to life, seeing Hairsine Crawford being opened up. And then only yesterday I was at Tobago at the beach volleyball sports facility at Blackrock, and that is going to be an incredible facility, and it's a great opportunity for us to showcase it through the Youth Games. But I'm really excited about the future of all of those venues in terms of hosting international events going forward as well.
I know there are going to be unique challenges everywhere you go, but what are your thoughts on how we have responded to the challenges that we've faced here in Trinidad and Tobago in putting on the games? Short space of time, it's I guess a rush in some way to get everything done. How do you feel about the response to the challenges that we've had?
Yeah, no, I think it's incredible. And as I say, with 1 year essentially to prepare everything and to get everything in place, to refurbish some of those facilities, to build and develop brand new facilities. It's absolutely incredible what's been achieved in 12 months. And we've not made it easy. Doing it on 2 islands is a very complicated arrangement, and using a number of facilities, again, complicates that further. But to get to where we are now is a credit to Trinidad and Tobago.
We always talk about a legacy. What would you hope for the legacy of these games to be?
I think there's a huge opportunity, not only for the athletes and the visitors, and in terms of their opportunity in sport, but also then here, those 1,800 volunteers, the experience that they take forward with them as well, and what that means for their careers, for their opportunities in either volunteering or professionally, but also then for the team that has been involved in delivering the games. So the LOC, TTCGA, all the team that have come together to get involved in delivering a multi-sport event, their experience that they take away is absolutely huge. And I'm hoping there'll be some fairly significant updates on people's CVs. But then also we think about what's the impact on the venues and creating those that can be used again. So I really look forward to seeing all the venues hosting further events. Some of them I know are already in the diary or penciled in, which is really exciting. So I think there's a huge opportunity for legacy, and that's without even thinking about what's happening for putting Trinidad and Tobago on the map in terms of sports tourism and bringing more people to the island and bringing investment. So I think it's absolutely huge.
And how excited are you about the games themselves coming up in just under 2 weeks' time?
Well, personally, coming from a games background, waiting for the opening ceremony and that first day of sport is why I do this. That's my motivation. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to seeing Hairsine Crawford sort of open the doors to everybody, all of our visitors, but then actually a day later, then seeing the first sports event, and that's what it's all about.
And then a fun question: your favorite Trinidad thing so far?
My favourite Trini thing. So I quite enjoyed doubles, but just enjoying, I guess, some of the local flavours. Absolutely enjoyed it, but also the humour, the warmth from the whole team that I've worked with here has been absolutely incredible. And I guess by the time I leave, I'll have been here just under 4 months. So it's been great to get to know the team and a little bit of the culture, and as I say, that humour, the character of Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you very much for your time and all the best.
Thank you. Brilliant.